Can I get a drum roll, please? Yeah, y'all ready? Yeah. What's good, y'all, and welcome to the annual top 10 Pokemon fan games of 2024. Now, normally I do 5, right? But seeing as we don't have a new Pokemon game this year, so it's been kind of dry on the official side, I figured instead of adding a honorable mentions, this time we just say screw it and add 5 more to the list. That way you can get a lot more bang for your buck, you know? Thankfully, a lot of Pokemon games did come out this year that were amazing and memorable, so that way this list isn't just you just sitting here playing the same game over and over again. And who knows, maybe you might find your next favorite fan game in this video, or maybe in the comment section below. Speaking about the comments, let me know in the comment section below what is your top 5 to 10 Pokemon fan games of all time and or this year. With all that being said, hey everybody, my name is Nick, SacredAlmighty, whatever you want to call me, it's perfectly fine. I cover mainly Pokemon fan games and ROM hacks over here on this channel, but obviously when a new game comes out, I do kind of pivot over to that, you know, because it's official, right? We like Pokemon, right? Come on, Fred. No? Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, make sure I hit the like button for the boys. Greatly appreciate it. Subscribe if you like the vibes on this video as well. And if you want to support even further, be sure to sign up on the website at SacredAlmighty.com. And with all that being said, let's get into the top 10. Number 10 on the list is Pokemon Bazaar, and I'm not gonna hold you, this game actually lives up to its name. I was kind of scared that with this game being a Spanish turned English fan game that the humor wasn't going to transfer over well, but outside of a couple cultural jokes, I'm pretty sure this game is really just, if you were to look at Pokemon Clover, it's like a small diet version of that. It doesn't go too crazy. It's not offensive or anything at all. It's really just like a meme humor kind of game that ends up having a really decent story, actually. Like, no lie, if you actually end up playing this game for yourself, or if you want to watch my playthrough, it's fine. You're gonna be sitting there looking at a whole bunch of random things happening. Meanwhile, a whole serious story is happening in the background, and it's an overall really good time, bruh. You're looking at about 25 to 30 hours of decent Pokemon gameplay, a whole bunch of side quests, a brand new region, a really good story, and some humorous moments in the game, a lot of them actually. Pokemon from generations 1 through 8, as well as a lot of fake mon that look like they were made on an acid trip. I'm being so serious, but in like an endearing way, you know? There's a really good variety of Pokemon trainers you can get attached to, especially your dad. The moment they introduce your dad, he just doesn't take himself serious at all, and it's really good. Obviously, we got the fairy type, the physical special split, the day and night system, of course. The game is completed and it's not really hard, but it is challenging for sure. But they obviously give you ample opportunity to catch up in levels and a wide variety of Pokemon to catch in the game. All in all, this is a very humorous Pokemon experience. I wouldn't take this game too serious at all because it doesn't take itself serious. I had a whole bunch of fun playing this game actually because the Pokemon just looked weird, like in a good way. I ended up choosing the water starter, and the water starter ends up being like a water electric astronaut. It's so cool, bro. They got regional variants like Ladybug is like Bug Fairy in the game, and Why Not looks amazing. Wobbuffet looks amazing as well. They actually saved Sunflora, y'all. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. Bro, and the references were so good in the game too. They had a Danganronpa sequence. It was so cool, bro. But anyway, I'm getting carried away. Here's number 9. Number 9 on the list is Pokemon Atlas. Now, I just recently played this game and it's not completed, unfortunately, but based off the 2 to 3 gym badge beta they have of the game, I can say this game is going to be up there in terms of quality probably by the end of next year. You wake up as this guy that has amnesia, and you end up being found by the professor of the region, or I guess the aspiring professor of the region, who has a brother who ends up becoming your rival. And in this world, there's this crazy virus that's causing these Pokemon to look weird and make them sick, as well as kind of affecting the humans too. And obviously, to nobody's surprise, there's an evil company who's trying to exploit that and covering up in ways where it's like, oh hey, we're coming in and we're trying to fix this thing, but meanwhile they're really plotting, you know? The first couple hours of this game is really dark, bruh. There's a part in the game where the bartender actually tells you a complete and total story of characters that you have yet to actually see, and then eventually you get to see these characters, or one of them actually. And then in another part of the region, the city is actually having a power outage where you find out a whole bunch of stuff about your character. And in another part of the region, you got to help the gym leader realize the errors of his ways. Bro, it is insane in this region. When I tell you the story is the best thing this game has going for it, it has to be number 1. Number 2 are the regional variants slash fake mon, bruh. When I tell you these are some of the best regional variants I think I've seen in a very long time, bro. They made Mightyena and Poochyena look amazing and they're good in the game, bruh. The game also gives you a special Eevee as a starter Pokemon. It's really cool. Y'all know I love Braviary. They have a brand new Braviary Evolution 9 in the game as well. Now, I know this game's not completed, but I do think this game should be on your radar of games to look out for next year, seeing as a 2-gym beta can make it on a top 10 list where the rest of the games are pretty much done. I had an amazing time on this game for sure, and I highly recommend this game to literally everybody, bruh. Number 8 on the list goes to Pokemon Hidden Place, a brand new and completed Pokemon fan game that features Pokemon from generations 1 through 9, a really huge region to explore. I mean that like every single route and town ends up being different than the other. Instead of there being 8 gym badges, there's these 8 sacred trials you have to do. They try to add little mini games in between the trials, so you're not just sitting there just battling trainers and then battling the gym leader and then kind of, you know, just going to the next one. Like, they have puzzles in them, you know? A whole bunch of fake mon and regional variants in the game that makes it look kind of unique. Mega evolutions in the game as well. There's no repeat in character archetypes in this game, which I really do appreciate. Like, every character ends up being a different character archetype, and I like that a lot. I think the big thing this game has going for it is the story. Like, if we're being honest, this game is pretty much your regular go to every town, battle the gym leader, then leave. But the big seller here is the region and why the characters in the game care about the region and what the hidden place is. I'm trying to say a lot without saying too much and giving the whole thing away. So if what you see interests you, just go check it out, bro. It's a really good time. Number 7 on the list is Pokemon Grueling Gold. Now, I'm gonna be upfront, bro. Oh my god, finally. Back in 2020, Pokemon Radical Red and Pokemon Unbound came out, and those games took over the world, bro. So much so that people are still playing through Pokemon Radical Red to this day. It's still getting constant updates. Pokemon Unbound is the highest and most popular searched Pokemon fan game and or ROM hack, literally. And ever since those games came out, there's been a birth of brand new difficulty enhancement games. Everybody wants to play Drano, so much so that they kind of oversaturated the market because oh my god. But for the most part, it's really just Emerald and Fire Red hard games that Pokemon Grueling Gold feels like a breath of fresh air, because this is Pokemon Radical Red meets Johto. And I'm not just saying that because I'm saying that. This game has everything you could ask for. We're talking Mega Evolution, custom Megas, updated base stats and moveset for normally underused Pokemon. Every Pokemon trainer you fight, whether it's a regular route trainer, a gym leader, Elite Four member, rival battle, everything is competitive. The dev added a couple of story things to the regular Johto experience, nothing too crazy. You can remove grinding and EVs. They have a Nuzlocke option in this game. They have difficulty levels. They have a Dex Nav in the game. They have all Pokemon from generations 1 through 9, including both Teal Mask and Indigo Disc DLC Pokemon. And I'm not just saying that to be flashy. You can catch and use all these Pokemon. If you're somebody that's still doing challenge runs, you should totally give Pokemon Grueling Gold a chance. I'm pretty sure the developer is still working on the game as we speak, hopefully. And I mean, let's be honest, when was the last time you played a Johto game that wasn't Heart Gold and Soul Silver? Like, come on, y'all, stop playing with me. Go check the game out. Number 6 on the list is Pokemon Z. You know what's so funny about this game? I found out about this game around the exact same time Pokemon Legends ZA got announced, and so obviously I was fiending for some more Kalos gameplay. You know, I was gonna try to play through Pokemon X and Y, but there is no reason to anymore. Why? Because Pokemon Z ends up taking place in the past of Pokemon X and Y, where AZ is actually young this time. Created by the same guy that gives us Pokemon Apollo or Pokemon Anil, Pokemon Z is an amazing take on the Pokemon Kalos experience, where towns that we know and love in the original games are shown off in a very prehistoric version of themselves. There's subtle hints in this game that make it seem like this is an actual like prequel to Pokemon X and Y. And the story, bruh, oh my god, dude. You would think with how lackluster Pokemon X and Y actually are in the story department, this game would be bad, but thanks to the game's original lore, we're able to see a time where AZ reigned over the region well before the war even happened. There's some really nice Pokemon. They almost take like a Pokemon Legends Arceus approach to the game, where all these Pokemon are just prehistoric versions of themselves in the future. The cutscenes in the game are really good, and you get to see how AZ's Floette becomes AZ's Floette. It's such an amazing story. I can't wait to see what this game has to offer in the future once it gets completed. And honestly, for what's playable right now, the game itself is long, bro. You're looking at about 15 to 20 hours worth of gameplay, and not once did I get bored. It was so fun, bro. If you need something to play before Legends ZA comes out, then by all means, please give this game a try, or if not, watch the playthrough. Number 5 on the list is Poke Engine MMO, a browser browser-based MMORPG that you can play for free. And oh my god, y'all, this game has a lot. The amount of regions and fake mon this game has is insane, bro. And guess what? All of these designs are made by the community themselves. What I like about this game is that you can go into these regions and have your own adventure, and then leave that adventure, come back to the base hub, and keep all the Pokemon that you caught, put them in a PC to battle your friends and other people, rinse and repeat, and by the time you're done, which you probably will never be done, you'll have an entire army of Pokemon ready to fight other trainers, as well as the challenge mode the game has in its hub world. Every region has its own story, theme, and characters. The fake mon in these regions are really good and diverse. It kind of sucks though, because I don't have a lot of time to put into an MMO anymore, and I kind of would like to put those fake mon into like their own separate game and have, you know, just the opportunity to play them, you know. But if you're somebody who just loves Pokemon and playing Pokemon and would like to play along other people, then PokeEngine MMO is 100% for you. I love how it's in the browser. You don't have to download any ROMs. You don't have to download a program. You just play the game right then and there. There's plenty of tutorials on YouTube right now on how to get access to the game, so I'm not gonna do that right now. But if you're interested in what you see, then by all means, oh my god. I'm gonna show my gameplay as well as some other people's gameplay. Hopefully they don't strike me. Please, please, please. I beg, I'm trying to showcase a video, y'all, please. So that way you can see the plethora of options and Pokemon that you can get inside the game. It's honestly really fun, and there's a lot more content filled than a lot of games that came out this year and even on this list. But now that we're in the top 5, you know what that means. It's time. Number 4 on the list is Pokemon Vanguard. Now, Pokemon Vanguard is already just a good game anyway, but after every single update, they just keep getting better. In the last 2 years, they've updated their sprites, their overworld tile sets, the amount of regional variants, and how many Pokemon you can get. They've made the game accessible towards literally everybody, and the story itself is actually really good, bruh. At the time of this recording, you're looking at about, I want to say 30 to 35 hours worth of gameplay with loads of side quests, and like I mentioned earlier, tons of Pokemon to catch. You can make an entire team. No, scratch that. You can make 6 teams full of all the really good regional variants in this game. I know y'all like using your old reliable Pokemon that you already know and love. I get that, but no. In this game, the regional variants are really good. I will not let y'all gaslight me otherwise. Oh, and the region itself is huge, bro. There's like 2 sections of the region, and like for the first 15 to 20 hours, you're in one part of it, and then last but not least, you're in a whole other part of it, and then they tease like another part of it like later in the game. Is really cool. What's really shocking to me is that like the amount of content this game has, and it's not even done. A lot of games don't even make it to this far, so this is really interesting and really dope to see, especially when there's only a couple of updates left, and the developer is constantly, and I mean constantly, updating his community. You have to go follow his Twitter. He's constantly going at this game and making it the best that he can. It's so fun seeing a game that I played right after Legends Arceus dropped, when it was kind of in its infancy, grow and then blow up into this amazing, really well textured story and world that looks unique to itself. Like, it doesn't look like any other game that I know about. I think this time next year, we are going to be looking at a top 3 Pokemon fan game for that year already right now. And I honestly can't wait for more. We in top 3 area now, baby. Number 3 on the list is Pokemon Reminiscence, a roguelike Pokemon game that actually has a story to it. You're looking at around 20 hours worth of content, a lot of custom randomization options, so everybody's run is different. You know how roguelikes are, come on. A lot of game modes that you can access once you've beaten the main story. The game even has DLC. Now, one thing I like about the Spanish community is they really go crazy on like the pixel art, because outside of some normal tile sets, this game looks beautiful. The art direction and design for this game is unique to itself, and despite being a complete Pokemon experience, they keep adding more content to this game, even DLC, like a whole hour-long DLC episode. If you're really into story-focused Pokemon games and with like a different twist of the battle systems and how the games work, this game is honestly like top 5 for that entire situation, you know? I actually want to replay through it because of how good that story is. I remember being so sad once I got to the ending, especially when it was over, and how the ending actually happened. This game gets you really attached to certain characters really early on too. All in all, it's just an amazing time, honestly. Number 2 on the list goes to Pokemon Unbreakable Tie. Now, come on. Y'all thought this wasn't gonna be on this list, bruh. This is honestly one of the best Pokemon RPG Maker games to come out this year. Like, honestly, might be of all time. If you want a Pokemon game that feels like an actual anime, then this game is for you 100%. This game has comedy, all Pokemon available, the cutscenes are amazing, an immersive story with such well-written characters, and the developer is constantly giving updates on things happening behind the scenes with the game. Like just recently, they did some redesigning for some of the characters that we all know and love. They also got some new art for the mug shots of the characters. As of right now, you're looking at about like maybe 25 to 30 hours worth of gameplay, and I'm gonna be real with you, it's some of the best gameplay I've played this entire year, bruh. And with how well received the game was, I think it's safe to say we're getting the game completed by next year probably. And what a cliffhanger they left us out on at the end of the game, bro. Insanity. And can I just say, I'm actually so happy that we can now play these Spanish fan games, because for a while there was a time where we could not do that at all. And shout out to my boy Ryzen, of course, for going out of his way and translating the games. Then also shout out to the other translators in the community. Thank you so much. I'm happy we can have some flavor on this list, you know what I'm saying? And last but not least, can I get a drum roll, please? Yeah, it's time, yeah! Number 1 on the list goes to Pokerogue Baby. Now, unlike Pokemon Reminiscence, Pokerogue doesn't really have a story, but it makes up for that in how much the game has. And I mean so much content, this game has an entire subcategory of content creators now. First of all, it's browser based. It has all Pokemon from generations 1 through 9 available, and you can catch them all as well. All moves and abilities from generations 1 through 9 available, but I don't think all of them are implemented into the game properly yet. 35 plus biomes with our own original background art, Pokemon pools and trainer pools. All the sprites are animated. There's like an in-game night and day cycle. You can play it on your phone, and there's cloud saves. They have the stacking item system inspired from Risk of Rain 2, if anybody's ever played that. Amazing game, by the way. He got some good taste on them. They have classic and endless game mode. They have a leaderboard and a gacha system in the game, but you don't really have to put money into it. You can really just play the game and get the egg vouchers and then just put them in there and you get your Pokemon. It's a system they'll explain it when you get to the game, you know? Just know there's no real money involved. You just have to play the game. There's no level cap. There's no stat cap. They have a point system where any Pokemon you can catch during your run, or Pokemon that you can hatch from an egg, you can use as a starter Pokemon. And every single Pokemon in the game has a base point that allows you to be able to use them as a starter or not. Kind of like the DP system in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, if anybody's ever played that. I'm mentioning these other games, but Pokemon fans don't play other games. What am I talking about? The game has Mega Evolution, Gigantamax, Terrestrialization, a Nuzlocke mode is coming, a randomized mode is coming, a PvP mode is coming apparently. You can trade between people coming soon, and it just keeps getting better, bruh. Now, unfortunately, there was some controversy that happened earlier in the year, but thanks to the community being so hard and so united, by the way, shout out to y'all. Not only were they able to bounce back, but they made the game better, bruh. I might have to replay through the game, honestly, after this video. You never know. You might see me in the next couple of weeks with the part 1. You never know. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the top 10 Pokemon fan games of 2024. This list got a lot of flavor on it, bruh. There's literally a game for every single Pokemon fan, and you can't tell me otherwise. Now, I know a lot of y'all are gonna be complaining about how some of the games weren't really finished, but, you know, give it some time. Quality takes time, y'all. And who knows? Maybe next year you'll see these same Pokemon games on the list, if not higher. You never know. Anyway, thank you all so much for the support and making it this long in the video. Make sure I hit the like button for the boy, subscribe for some more Pokemon content, and be sure to sign up on the website at SacredAlmighty.com. And I'll see you all next year. Love you guys.